If you keep getting stopped out on clean lower time frame setups, you're usually trading directly into a major higher time frame supply or demand zone without even realizing it. Watch closely, because the moment you let higher time frame structure dictate your execution time frame, you stop getting crushed by those low probability traps. This is the higher time frame alignment, the same structured process layered directly onto your execution chart. Now this is where it gets powerful. I'm going to show you the exact process manually so you understand why these higher time frame levels dictate price. Then I'll show you how the companion tool applies this same process instantly across your charts. So I'm going to quickly mark up this chart, then we'll come back and I'll show you exactly how this works. So I've mapped these up and we're going to look at this time frame, the H2 time frame as our execution chart. As you can see, we've got a bullish bias. The market continues to break structure. And we're looking for price to pull back into the 2-hour area of demand and to continue up to run the previous high. So what we'll be looking for your entry, you'll be looking for an entry here, you'll stop with a low, looking to target that high, or even continue even higher towards these highs over here to the left. That is how you look to set up your execution entry on your lower time frame. Let's see if this is going to play out, and I'll go through exactly why you need to be looking at the higher time frames to actually avoid these traps. So we'll play this forward and see what actually happens. So you can see price actually comes into our entry area. We continue high. Now, perhaps you could have got some profit off the table here, but if you're looking to run for this high, we haven't quite hit that high yet. So we're looking for continuation to run for that high. Let's see what happens next as the price moves sideways and it plummets and it takes you out for losing trade. And you're left there scratching your head, not understanding why you've taken another losing trade. Now, the way you can avoid this is understanding those higher time frame structures and whether you're trading into a higher time frame area of supply and demand. Let's leave this here. We'll actually leave this all on this time frame. Just leave this on the current time frame only. And we're going to go up to a higher time frame. Now, what I actually like to use is I like to double my time frame. So you can see I've got a 2-hour here. I like to go up to around about an 8 or 16-hour time frame. So we're going to go to a 16-hour time frame, and you can understand more on the doubling effect. I'll have that video at the end of this video, so make sure you watch all the way through to the end to understand this. So on the higher time frame, this is how it's going to help you. You're going to see on the higher time frame, we've got a bearish bias. We're not bullish. And where's price pushing into? When we saw the entry on this area, we have the entry to continue up. We're buying already inside a 16-hour supply. And that's how you remove that trap, by actually trading into a higher time frame area supply on your lower time frame entry. Everything looks great, but if you don't look at the higher time frame bias, and you're not seeing that bigger picture. Now that we've covered how to establish the context manually, let me show you how the companion tool tracks these higher time frame levels automatically. So I actually left those levels on so you can see the tool instantly plots these in the same place for me. Then we remove these down now so you can see how this works. So I've got this down here. It tells me that I am bearish, and this is why I love using the tool in this way, because it instantly shows me which direction the market is in. You're going to see how this overlay works in a moment. So on this time frame, we can see we're in a bearish bias. We have a current strong high and a weak low. So when we start looking at this, we can mainly draw our areas of supply up here, and we can see that the market is in supply. So I just back this off again to this candle. We can see where the market is now pushing into that supply. But if you're down on the lower time frame, I'll go back to a 2-hour time frame here. You can identify that if you didn't have the tool on the chart, and I'll just turn it off again so you can see exactly what I mean. All you're seeing now is price is bullish on this move up. Now, if you didn't already go to your higher time frame and see the bigger picture, you wouldn't know that you're coming into this area of supply. And that's how the tool helps me to identify this instantly for my trades. I can now see straight away I'm in a bullish bias, currently going to the upside on the 2-hour time frame. Yes, I can identify I have an area of demand sitting here, where I potentially look for the market to want to pull back into demand, continue high with that trend. But if we look at the bigger picture, the overall picture on a higher time frame, we can identify where we had our last break to the downside, where our current high and our current low sits. And we can even see on these structures here, we have a 16-hour is bearish. Now our 2 hour is bullish, so there's no alignment there. So if you're trying to buy with a 2 hour structure against a higher time frame is bearish, that is where you're going to get into trouble with your execution. And this is where the tool helps me to identify this. And I can see now where the market breaks lower on that 16 hour, we're pulling back, we're inside an area of supply. And if you're ever going to find there's a time when you're going to lose taking your entries, is if you're trying to buy here out of this 2 hour area of demand back into a higher time frame area of supply. That is when it's always going to fail. What you need to see here is a continuation to break this 16 hour structure, then continue to buy as we see the 16 hour shifting back bullish. So if we don't see that, what you're really looking for is for a reason to see the shift bearish, to continue down, to run the week low on the 16 hour. And that's how the tool actually shows me this on one single time frame. I'm able to overlay the 16 hour chart onto my 2 hour chart, which is my execution chart, where the bigger picture is. If you want to apply this same process automatically, the companion tool gives you the same structured process without having to repeat this manual work every time. You can access the tool, training workflow, and support system through the link below. This is why it's important. So we go forward with price, we can see what happens here. We understand that we push back up, we failed to take that high, it's a lower high. The market then eventually does shift bearish. It's a strong push straight for that low. So the example here is not the entry, but it's keeping you out of taking a losing trade. To me, this is more important than anything else, because if you're looking to buy here and you're buying straight into a higher time frame area of supply that you did not see because you didn't use the context correctly and you didn't check your higher time frame, that is why you're losing in the market. And this is how it's going to help you overcome this. So as the market continues forward, we went to a 16 hour chart. You can see that this shows me on a 16 hour chart. Now the same thing can be applied to a lower time frame. If we went down to, let's say, let's go to a 20-minute chart. Actually, let's go to 80-minute chart first. And let's say we're looking at this as our current structure. We can see that the 80-minute has gone bearish. We've broken structure there. This would most probably show me on, say, a 20 or even a 10-minute time frame. Let's look at a 10-minute time frame that our structure potentially could shift bullish. Now, currently what we've got is an IBOS structure because this is going to be our current high. So we can't see that on this time frame. So we go down to the next time frame, which would be a 5-minute. And again, we're still actually bearish on structure. Let's see if we do shift bullish or not on this time frame. So it looks like we continue bearish. So we continue bearish with that 80-minute structure. So continue following structure, you can see what happens. Now we've created that continuation down. Forget this 16 hour here at the moment. Okay, we're not looking at 16 hour, we're just looking at this 80-minute time frame. You can see the market is continuing to be bearish, looking for pullback. So it continues to be bearish, no new structure. And we start the pullback phase here. So now you can go down to, let's say, that 10-minute time frame. Now, why do I use a 10-minute? Because I'm going from 80 to 40 to 20 to 10 to 5. And we can see here where we get that shift in structure. So we have a shift head to the upside. The market continues to come back into these areas of demand. So you don't want to be looking to trade out of demand to continue to buy if the higher time frame doesn't signal that. So we go to the 80-minute time frame. At this point in time, what I'm looking for, especially when I'm looking at these movements, I'm looking at a 50% move. So there's my 50% move right there. So as price taps into that 50% area, I do not want to be buying right to that area. Yes, I can buy down here up to the 50% of that 80-minute range, but we don't want to be buying right here. So if I went to that 10-minute time frame once again, and we can see we're looking to buy right at around that area. So if I now go into my settings, let me just show you, it's going to be much easier this way. We'll change this to a 80-minute time frame. Then this is going to show me that 80-minute structure. Now I need to adjust the tool just to clarify the 80-minute is correct on here. For some reason, 80-minute it doesn't recognize. We've got to look at that and fix it, which we will. But we can identify right now that the market has that 10-minute shift coming into the 50% area, right at this area we've got marked. Our structure is bearish. Now, that's not saying that the market cannot go higher, but you don't want to be buying at this area. Let's just go forward with price and see what happens. So it's swept the high, it does continue higher. But again, like I said, we don't want to be buying at this area. You want to be looking to sell with the overall higher time frame. So now we're shifting back bearish with that structure. You can start to see that potentially we can continue to go lower. And we're looking for price. If it does continue lower, we want to run for this week low. Let's see if we're going to continue lower here. And we do shift back lower. Let's see if it continues lower. And the market is continuing to lower. We're taking the highs. Let's see if we're going to push lower from this high. And we do. We continue to push lower again. You can see, you can read the lower time frames. The reason the market is shifting here is you're going with the bigger picture being that higher time frame. And it's all about overlaying the higher time frame onto your lower time frame. So you start to read that structure shift. So we start to see where the market is going bullish. We change to bearish and then we continue to stay bearish. Look at the 10-minute breaks all the way down, and we're looking for price to run that week low on 80-minute. Ahead of time, you would know that the 10-minute was bullish, but your higher time frame was still bearish. And it's just recognizing when the shift happens. Now that shift actually happened right there where we see the change of character back to a bearish. We had a change of character bearish here, but then this high was swept, taken and reversed. Once we saw the next 10-minute break, this high here becomes a perfect area of supply for price to tap into to continue lower with that move. And that's what we're seeing. Let's just see if the market does take out that low eventually on the 80-minute or not, because we don't have to. And it's getting very close. And there we go. We've taken that 80-minute low. And that's how you can start to recognize how you use your higher time frame with your execution entry. Now you understand how the higher time frame levels control your trades, why trading into key supply and demand zones gets you stopped out, and how the companion tool layers this structure directly onto your execution charts. Continue with the next example to see how this framework works across different market conditions.